Hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Xfinity. Call 1-800-XFINITY today for a great offer. Ram Chucks. Ram 1500 is Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. And by Meijer. Spring is almost here. Come into Meijer and save on everything you need to refresh your home, wardrobe, and yard.
And welcome back to Joe Louis Arena. Trevor Thompson here getting you set for the Red Wings and the Oilers in just a couple of minutes before puck drop. And it's a big game for the Red Wings, who desperately need the 2 points as we look at the standings in the Eastern Conference. They are our Chase Bank chase to the playoffs standings. And there you see the Red Wings 2 points out of a playoff spot as they get set to drop the puck tonight. But it's the regulation and overtime wins column that could come back to haunt them. That number 25 is definitely a number that they would wish were different by the end of this race, if that is indeed the difference when this all is said and done by the end of the season. 17 games to go. This is the 66th game of the regular season. And for the call of all the action, let's get you up to the boys in the booth, Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond. Guys, take it away.
And Trevor, the Red Wings won the first meeting in Edmonton in early November, 5-0. Peter Mrazek in goal. Our goaltenders tonight, brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Victor Fost of Sweden, the 6th Oilers goalie this season, the 13th to play in their organization this year. Jimmy Howard, felled by the flu Tuesday in Columbus, back from that, back in goal. He'll have to be a star for the Wings from now to mid-April. Mike Hasenfratz, Kelly Sutherland are the referees. The St. Louis Blues scored 4 third-period goals on Ben Scrivens last night to blow open a 2-2 tie to beat Edmonton 6-2. The Oilers were tired of digging the puck out of their own net in the final 20 minutes, so you know they'll want to recover from that and have a good start here against the Red Wings tonight. And Detroit hopes to take advantage of what will be a somewhat tired team without Sam Gagner, who played last night, but he's hurt tonight. Number 51, who goes after the puck now. Anton Lander centers the top line in Gagner's place, and he's out there with Taylor Hall, their leading point getter, and David Perron, number 57, their leading goal scorer with 25. Quincy's shot gets knocked down. Played along there by Justin Schultz, and David Perron will turn with it. And neat for Perron that he scored his 25th last night in St. Louis. He was acquired from the Blues in a deal.
The Blues didn't treat him very well as the rest of the Edmonton team. They were rough and rugged. They ran the Oilers all over the ice. Taylor Hall had a very rough night. Lost some teeth, got cut in the mouth, and it got very physical.
And I was a little surprised, too, as this will be icing, that none of the Oilers came to the defense of Taylor Hall. They weren't really coming after him, and I think that surprised some of the players, too, as you look at Jordan Eberle, another one of their fine young stars.
They've got a lot of young people, and maybe too many of the same thing. They got Yakupov, who has really struggled for what his markers were, I guess, coming into the NHL. People thought that he'd be a lot better than he was. He struggled to get things going, and he's even been mentioned in trade talks. And Tyler, Taylor Hall has developed into a solid young veteran player, even at 4 years in the league. So he's a good one.
33 points the last 30 games for Taylor Hall. Back at center, picked up by Jeff Petrie.
Nugent Hopkins is another one that we'll talk about. He's been injured a lot. He's another young guy. So they may end up, Ken, having to move some of those young guys to spread out their needs in this hockey club.
Turning back to get it is Petrie, the 45th overall pick back in 06. Puck is knocked down. Erickson couldn't find it. A high shot over the right arm of Howard, and ricochets all the way back out to center ice. In the lineup tonight, Philip Larson, number 36 on defense. In for Mark Fraser, who played last night but is scratched tonight. Kronwall just got out of the way of a hit. Jesse Joensuu, number 6.
He's not big enough. What a big guy he is.
That shot was blocked. Joensuu, without a stick, goes to the bench to get another. Here's Bertuzzi with Glendening. Glendening took a swipe at the puck, turning in the corner with it. Alfredson, the other forward on this line. Bertuzzi gets checked. Comes back to the point, kept in there by Lashoff. Lifted the stick of Boyd Gordon. As Larson will move it. It'll go down ice as Jones will chase for Edmonton. No icing. Lashoff felt the pressure coming at him. Lashoff able to hold off number 28, Ryan Jones. Brendan Smith plays one ahead to Emerton, on to Miller. We'll watch for the debut, and here it is of Teemu Pulkkinen, who's on the ice, number 56. He wears number 6 with the Griffins. Teemu Pulkkinen. As Jones has it, stepping up is Kronwall. Into the middle. Emerton, who played with Pulkkinen in Grand Rapids during Corey's time there when he was sent down.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Emerton over to get the puck. Pulkkinen with that shot. Came loose in front of the goal. And then off to the side as Pulkkinen goes after it again. And down the ice it goes. Pulkkinen had played most of his time in Grand Rapids, as this will be icing with Kelly Yarncroc, who was dealt at the deadline in the David Laguan deal. And there's number 56, the 22-year-old Finn Teemu Pulkkinen.
They say he gets open like a Hull, like a Bossy, and I know that's pretty tall order for a young guy, but still, he did watch a lot last year. He's young. He's his first year in the American Hockey League. He was in the playoffs last year, played 2 games in the regular season, so he's just got a lot of learning to do. But the fact that he's sitting in Detroit, Michigan with a Red Wing uniform on, congratulations, young fella. Let's see what you can do with that opportunity, and it's because of all the injuries that he's got that opportunity. There's a look at what's in the stable for Ken Holland.
Our local Toyota dealers scouting report on Red Wings who've made their NHL debut this season for the Red Wings.
I'm sure they weren't thinking they'd have to use these kids as quickly as they have. With all the injuries, it has forced that. That's out of play. Nope, didn't get that high enough.
No, but that clip to Kaiser on the side of the head. Well, he's the 9th Red Wing to make his NHL debut the last 14 months.
Half a team. Kaiser's gone off because of that, Ken.
In behind it comes for Quincy. For Johan Franzen, who will lift it out to center. Franzen now in his 9th season. And this will be only the 4th time he'll have more assists than goals, unless he gets on one of those hot goal-scoring streaks. Back in the 09-10 season, when he played 27 games, he had 10 goals and 11 assists. More often than not, he's a Cy Young winner. You know, the 25 goals and the 14 assists. 25 and 14 season, but this year it's gone the other way for him. But he's missed so many games injured, Franzen.
Well, assists will come a lot easier than goals. Find in the back of the net. You don't teach guys to do that as easily as you can to pass the puck.
Sheahan
can find it.
Sheahan out there with Nyquist and Tatar. Nyquist over on the right wing, and he says he enjoys playing his off wing. Some can't adjust that easily, but he has a giveaway there by Sheahan, stolen by Eberle. Bad guy to give the puck to, with 21 goals in the season and 50 points for Jordan Eberle.
That's that blind play up the middle, Ken. Boy, if it doesn't work, it's really dangerous. And it didn't there for Riley Sheahan.
Yakupov gave it away. Now Sheahan coming in, trying to make amends. And he was checked by Justin Schultz. Stolen there by Sheahan's. Got it again. Now to Alfredsson, the shot. And just wide of Victor Foss.
Look at he used one. Danny Alfredsson, he's gone cold.
Blanchard going back to pick it up. Bertuzzi into the right wing offensive corner as Larson goes to get it for Edmonton. Checked by Glendening. Glendening and Pulkkinen now with a couple of right-handed shots up front for the Red Wings, along with Alfredsson. So give them 3 forwards with right-hand shots, none on the blue line. As a bouncer goes down, oh, that skipped on Howard, but he got his blocker on it. Lashoff played it up near boards. He tried to center and couldn't hold it in.
Well, a coach only can play the players he's got, and he doesn't complain about the fact that he's got 5 centers out of the lineup and nobody coming back at any time soon. Darren Helm, the update for you there is he's completed the off-ice part of concussion protocol and done okay there. He skated with the team today, but when you go in to talk to Mike, he doesn't talk about that, and rightfully so. He only talks about who he's got in his lineup and how they can get these young kids to try to find the back of the net like they should have done in 18 shots in Columbus on Tuesday night and had that game get away on him and didn't get even a point. So they could find the back of the net. He likes the way they're playing for the most part.
Petrie has it, back of Victor Fost. Played back to Ryan Smith, and a save by Howard. The rebound. And they'll hold on to that with some help from Drew Miller. So we'll step out, and another rookie in the lineup, Teemu Pulkkinen. We'll hear from him when we return.
I think you can't get too excited. It's just one hockey game, and like I said, it's of course nice to play today, and especially in this building, a lot of history here. So it's gonna be fun, and you have to enjoy it, but don't get too excited. Just go out there and play and have fun.
Isn't that interesting that he mentions there's a lot of history here? A lot of European players have come over here in the past. They must have given him a yearbook, Ken. He's reading up about all those Hall of Fame numbers up in the rafters.
Well, the Red Wings director of player development, Yuri Fisher, said off the rush, he's not afraid to challenge a guy one-on-one. He wants to be better than the other guy all the time.
That's a good thing, obviously. And there's a guy that he can look up to and does both finish flashes, he'd like to think. Many years ago, Mr. Solani scored 76 goals as a rookie. He's still going strong.
Our McDonald's fun fact.
And he'd like to be half as big as the other Teemu is in Finland. He's a rock star. Teemu Solani. See what Teemu Pulkkinen can do with his opportunity. Like I said, less than 1% of all kids that put a pair of skates on ever skate in an NHL game. That's pretty cool.
Abdelkader's got it. Franzen on the fly with it. Leg one trying to catch up. Franzen trying to get around Justin Schultz. The other Schultz, Nick, was traded at the deadline. As Craig McTavish made a bundle of moves to try to fix this Oilers squad. That is the second worst record in the National Hockey League. He certainly upgraded the goaltending. As I said, Victor Foss, their 6th goalie to play for Edmonton at the NHL level, the 13th in their organization this season.
Remember when they brought Dubnyk in, they thought he was going to be the heir apparent to it all, but boy, that disintegrated fast.
Puck is loose, picked up by Nugent Hopkins, back into the slot. A couple of whacks at the puck, and it just wouldn't settle down. Now Yakupov goes in for it. Eberle took a shot that went off Quincy. Yakupov going for it. Yakupov was -4 last night in the loss in St. Louis, -33 in the season, a league worst for Nail Yakupov. Number 64, the first overall pick in 2012.
What do they say about that draft? You got no guarantees.
Some good defensemen that they overlooked, and that's where they needed the most help. As you said, they got a lot of the same, and they'll probably try to fix that, and wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Yakupov is moved and you can get value for him.
Well, I don't know what's going on with that. We don't get to see him now that we're in the East. It's funny, we don't watch the West that much, but they're questioning his work ethic. I mean, that's not a good thing for a young player. My goodness. So
Brendan Smith was hit, elbowed a little bit. And as Petrie sent it around, Lashoff will go back to retrieve it. Settles down a rolling puck. Bertuzzi back to Smith. Glendening with Alfredson and Bertuzzi. That's number 84, Oscar Klefbom. 19th overall pick in 2011. They expect a lot of that big defenseman. Puck to the far side for Jonathan Ericsson. Jesse Johansson getting it through. Boyd Gordon, shot went wide up there along with Matt Hendricks. Hendricks with a backhander. Boy, he's been a great pickup, and he was taken from Nashville mid-January for Devan Dubnyk. Matt Hendricks gives him some leadership, the 32-year-old, and he settled things down. Edmonton's had a pretty good record since January 26th, 4th best record in the league. Don't you know? 8-4-2 since the end of January as the play goes offside. So this team isn't to be taken lightly. Dallas Eakins had a tough time early on. He said, we take one step forward, we continue to take one step back. There were rumblings whether he'd make it through the year, but he's definitely got another year to go to get this team on the right path.
he looks like he should be on Wall Street instead of behind an NHL bench. Got that stockbroker look, doesn't he? Good-looking kid.
Played 120 NHL games with 8 teams. He was drafted by a 9th by Washington. Didn't play for him.
Come out of the Toronto organization. But he's got a tough task. It's tough. You got a young team and a young coach. Some question whether they should have gone that way instead of bringing in a veteran coach that knows how to nurture young kids.
But like Tom Rennie, who they let go, and then Ralph Kruger.
Yeah. But Eakins has done a good job in the American League, and that's why he got the chance. As you look at that Western Conference, and boy, oh boy, is Anaheim and San Jose after each other. Look at that, 93 points. LA got whacked by the Leafs last night. That was a tough game to watch. Chicago been struggling lately. Colorado is the story of the West, I'd have to say, this year.
Aren't they?
Oh, my
For
God.
sure.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And I don't think Patrick Roy is going to have any decision to make for people Coach of the Year. He's going to get it. Unbelievable.
We broadcasters vote for it.
We do?
We do.
Okay.
You should really spend the stamp and vote there. That goes into the Oiler bench.
That's right, we do use stamps, don't we? Yeah. I don't know how to send anything any other way. I got the carrier pigeon I could let go from the compound. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your old term, he mailed it in about 30 years from now. Maybe what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Bobby Plager used to say when videotape came in, the saying, I had my man, went out the door, because everybody could see you didn't have him in a Donnybrook.
The late, great Roger Nielsen messed that up for everybody.
Yeah, he sure did. Roger, what they call him, Captain Video?
Captain Video.
Oh, my God. I had Roger for 1 year in junior. He was just getting started.
Yeah.
I remember one time he used to throw sticks on the ice just to stop the play. And he was incredibly innovative. Way before his time.
Petrie, broken stick.
Spaghetti again.
When Dan Petrie threw some pitches, sticks, bats broke like that. Delayed penalty here to the Oilers. Net empty Detroit. Franzen off the bench with a shot. Foss has it.
Wow. That's a huge save. Through some traffic and everything. Franzen came off the bench right down the slot. Took a pass and could not get it up high enough. Nice setup. He heard him coming, did Kronwall. We'll come back with a Red Wing. Well, just the guy we were talking about, Nail Yakupov, takes a unnecessary penalty for slashing the stick right out of Kronwall's hands. Right in front of Jimmy Howard, way back in the offensive zone for Edmonton, so can't get away with that.
The Red Wings will head to a Bell Tire power play. 0 for 7 the last couple of games after scoring in 5 straight. Bertuzzi off the draw, took it away from their captain, Andrew Ferentz. Alfredsson will send one in. Nyquist and Franzen out there along with Bertuzzi. Kronwall and Alfredsson, who fires one. Save made by his countryman Fost. And it comes back to center and into the Red Wing zone as Kronwall goes back to get it. Ryan Smith is up for the Oilers on a penalty-killing roll. Familiar number 94 who has it. Sent one back to Ferentz. And out to center it goes. Anton Lander watching his countryman Kronwall and now Franzen. Now Nyquist. Plenty of Swedes on the ice right here. Bertuzzi couldn't get through. Kronwall has it bounce up off the dasher. Franzen was there to recover. Still a minute to go in this Bell Tire power play as Franzen carries into Bertuzzi. Puts it back to Nyquist for Alfredsson. Took the shot. That was blocked. Went off Schultz, up and out of play. So the faceoff will stay in the Edmonton zone. A reminder to come see the Wings take on Sidney Crosby and the Penguins Thursday, March 20th at 7:30. It's an Eastern Conference matchup you won't want to miss. Ticket executives standing by. 313-471-7575 now. And on the point for the Red Wings, you've got number 56 and number 65. Polkinen and Dick Kaiser, respectively. Legwand gets tossed out. In comes Sheahan, a second center to take the draw. Tatar on the other side.
Imagine that. First year player and first game player on your power play. That is pretty amazing. That's what depletion and injuries will do for you. Boy, oh boy.
De Kaiser carries to center. Polkinen on the right side gives it to Legwand, who couldn't get through. No entry there for Detroit. Nearly given away by Tatar. Polkinen will send it in. Frost couldn't scoop it back there. Sheahan knocked it down. It goes through to Tatar. Missed Legwand with it. Grabbed over on the far side by Boyd Gordon, who's out along with Matt Hendricks. And now they get a change going with 15 seconds left on the man advantage Detroit. Taken by Ryan Smith. And he'll send it right into the Red Wing bench. The veteran now in his 20th season, his 15th with Edmonton. A 6th overall pick in '94. 12 times he's played for Canada internationally. Captain Canada, they've called him in the past. An Olympic gold medalist in 2002.
He had a bit of a rough ride the last few years. He's been bounced around. He's been traded and then came back to Edmonton. But he's been Mr. Edmonton for the longest time. And quality individual, Ryan Smith.
Tied with Glenn Anderson right now for the most power play goals in Edmonton Oilers history. How about that?
Pretty
A
good.
record that Gretzky doesn't hold. And Smith could break Anderson's mark.
My guess is that Gretzky's got the assist record on those power play goals, wouldn't it?
I would think.
Yeah.
David Perron put it through the middle, so the Red Wings 0 for 1 on the power play as Taylor Hall comes in the left wing. Howard out well in front of the blue to stop that.
That's a grade A scoring chance right there for Taylor Hall, who can find the back of the net with the best of them, and Jimmy Howard acts like Terry Sawchuk and blocks the door. That's the way he's got to play the rest of the way for this team, like he did last year. Very good chance by Taylor Hall. He's got speed, he's got guts, he'll go to the net, and he's got a great shot. He's going to be a superstar in this league for a long time.
Leads his team in shots, in fact. Missed 7 games when he was injured, and he didn't play in the first meeting against Detroit, but the Red Wings won 5-0 in Edmonton when Peter Mrazek got the shutout that night.
He's had some injury trouble, too.
Taylor has, yes.
Yeah, knee and thigh. Boy, he's a good hockey player.
Took the nasty cut to his face, too, from a pregame warm-up. Alfredson turning with it. Went back for leg one, intercepted by Jordan Eberle. His pass for Yakupov failed to click. So the face-off will come back in the Oilers zone. The Red Wings have had great success, especially in Edmonton. This is the 5-0 win and the Peter Mrazek shutout in his debut of the season. 8-0-5 are the Red Wings for the past 13 in Edmonton, with at least a point in 13 straight there. And Mrazek shut the door to get the 5-0 shutout that night. Helm, Tatar, Kindle, Anderson, and Bertuzzi scored. Remember, it was Helm's debut, and he scored in his second shift.
The second shift?
And a very quick one. Right
Got that breakaway and drilled it through the goaltender's pads.
Then went on a great roll before he got hurt again. Shane put it in back of the goal for Nyquist. Comes back to the line, held in by Eriksson. High slot, Tatar a shot, over top of the net. Yakupov going to get it. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Justin Schultz, defenseman, joined the rush, but the Red Wings able to take over as Eberle couldn't contain it. Gustav Nyquist. Tatar moving up as Nyquist takes the spot of Thomas Yurko on this line. Tatar back of the net in the midst of a change to score! Shan!
Beautiful. Beautiful play by Tatar. See, he had 3 bodies, 3 red jerseys, and this is what happened to Detroit the other night. They got outnumbered on the wall and at center ice, and in 40 seconds the game was over in Columbus. But here, they get 3 guys against 2. The puck is turned over, and a very nice play by Thomas Tatar as Sheahan pops it in off the short side goal post. Nicely done. What a nice year he's having. 11 goals now for Riley Sheahan. Pretty good stuff. Boom. Did I say 11? Make that 5. I'm reading leg one right next to him.
Turning is Perron. Checked by Glendening. Taylor Hall got it back to the line. Sent back to the net is Glendening trying to contain Perron, who can be nasty and chippy. Perron will go to the bench. He's lost his stick. Comes back to the point. Off the change, Joensuu. His shot hit a leg, bouncing down in front. Edmonton keeps control of it. Anton Lander just caught up from Oak City. Now Joensuu's got it. Walks to the middle. And that'll be held by Howard.
Another good save by Jim Howard. Not so quietly, solid as a rock, and that's what the Red Wings need. 1 goal on the board. It's Riley Sheahan. And you're watching Red Wing hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, brought to you by Bell Tire.
Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Washington, a point behind the Wings, hosting the Canucks tonight. Caps up 1-0 in the first until Zach Kassian makes a slick backhand pass to Jordan Schrader to tie the game at 1. They're just about ready to start. They have started the second period in D.C. Wings off to a good start over the Oilers as we send you back to the Joe.
Well, there's other games going on tonight that have an effect on what the Red Wings do. Rangers are at Winnipeg. Rangers have lost 2 straight. And New Jersey's at Florida. They played last night in Tampa Bay. So boy, every game counts. Now every point counts. And the Red Wings have very little wiggle room left, but they need to get some points on their own and get a little bit of help elsewhere. The Rangers, if the Rangers fall out of a guaranteed playoff spot, they could become a wild card that Detroit's after. And they've got games in hand on the Rangers as well. So a lot of options going forward here, but the bottom line is the Red Wings need some points, and they need them now. Well, a moment ago, the last shift before we went to commercial, Landon went down. There's the skate right there of Glendening that catches Dan DeKeyser in the side of the face. And it looks like he's cut and gone to the Red Wing dressing room for repairs. Obviously didn't catch him in the visor. Got him underneath there. Paul Boyer uses a needle to stitch up equipment. He won't be doing that with DeKeyser's face as he walks him back. We used to do that. The old great big bent darning.
I see that.
That's right. I remember my dad, he used to have that great big thick needle, and it was he used to put it under the fire to sterilize it.
Lovely.
Oh,
Don't do that at home, kids.
Absolutely.
Don't do that at home.
Yeah.
We are 2014 now. Go to the hospital.
It had a bend in it.
Is there not a hospital in Peterborough you could have gone to?
It took too much time. And you had to get back for the power play.
Here's Schultz on the wing. Off his skate. Last shot gets bumped by Hendricks. He'll do a lot of that. Played ahead for Brendan Smith. Ooh, and that didn't miss by much. Going alongside on Victor Foss. As Drew Miller's back to get it, chased by Ryan Smith. The Red Wing defense pairing in the absence of the Kaiser will be mixed up a bit. Glendening just took a jolt.
Sure did.
And that was from Luke Gazdic. Tough guy they picked up, and another hit.
Right there, too.
This time by Larson on Glendening. Abdelkader back to the line. And then Cronwall gave it right back as he bumped into Jones. Abdelkader didn't wait long enough, and this will be offside Detroit.
Mentioned Ken Smith. Yeah, it's a nice save. On that angle, you see the blocker, the bottom of the blocker right there. Glendening got wiped out big time right there. Well, that's what you want to do. Abdelkader comes up. First man takes the shot, and that was Glendening, and the second guy takes the puck. It's an easier job for number 8 than number 41 there.
So Tatar, Sheahan, and Nyquist. Red Wings in a 1-0 lead on Sheahan's goal from Tatar and Miller. Sheahan picking up his 4th. And 13:53. This is the 8th game the Oilers have played since the Olympics. They've only had 4 first-period goals in that time, and only 1 first-period lead, including tonight, since the Olympics. That was last night in St. Louis when Perron scored against his former team, and they had a 1-0 advantage. Knocked away from Nyquist. The game was tied at 2 after 2 in St. Louis, and before the Blues exploded for 4 in the 3rd. Nyquist carries in. Edmonton in the midst of a change. Nyquist looks for help. He's got Quincy. Quincy looked in front, hit a skate. In behind, wraparound try, and nearly buried it as Quincy followed the play to the other side of Fost. Long stretch passes a beauty by Smith to Franzen, and a save by Fost. Back to the line. A delay there by Quincy. Sent it off Franzen. His number 93 counterpart Ryan Nugent-Hopkins carries ahead. Nugent-Hopkins kicking at it again, gets knocked down. Then back up, along with Eberle and Yakupov. Boy, you could do a chart for their high draft picks, couldn't you? My goodness. Justin Schultz back to get it, a free agent signing after drafting by Anaheim, but didn't want to sign with them.
They, because of that, Ken, you know where you're finishing when you're getting those high draft picks. You have it a whole different. Yeah, and the fans in Edmonton are getting antsy about this team making the playoffs.
Well, when you're last overall, you have a 25% chance at the number 1 pick. This was a move they made to get a very good player. They had Magnus Paajarvi in their stable, got David Perron, and look what he's managed to do. This trade was last July. Perron with 25 goals already on the season. Turned out to be a very good deal for them. But they also gave up a second-round pick along with Paajarvi to get Perron. Petrie moved in. Hendricks went after it. Howard played it over. Glendening trying to get past Petrie. Glendening keeps on going and on goal! And just missed. Just sent it wide on the backhand, and now he's lost his helmet. Trying to lose the 0 in the goal column for his NHL career. Good chance there for his first. Wouldn't that have been something? A Wolverine beating a Spartan for his first NHL goal as he got around Petrie. Emerton goes after it. Check there by Boyd Gordon. In the midst of a change, though, was Glendening, so no one was at the point to pick it up. Bertuzzi playing in his 300th game as a Red Wing tonight. Sent to center by Eriksson. Taylor Hall lost it. Played ahead for Miller. 1-on-4. Coming back on him was Perron. Taylor Hall with it, with 5 seconds to go in the period. As the Red Wings are going to go to their dressing room with a 1-0 lead. But not before something transpires here.
The linesmen are going to ruin
Ference and Abdelkader.
Yeah, I think the linesmen are going to ruin the fun. Taylor Hall was upset because going back a shift ago, where he got dumped accidentally in front of the Oilers bench and he fell right in his tailbone. And here he took it out on Abdelkader right at the as the buzzer went. And Abdelkader, what are you doing? Watch this play right here. He dumps the puck out and Smith goes to check him, but his right skate catches him accidentally. And look at this fall. That is dangerous. Right on his tailbone. And he went off cursing and swinging his stick. Very mad. Not happy. Camper for sure.
So 7 of the last 8 games, the Edmonton Oilers have allowed the first goal in a game. And yet, their record's been pretty good. But for the Red Wings, they'll take it, especially against a team that they should beat, and they need every point they can get. Riley Sheahan, the goal scorer, with Trevor. Right now, Darren and Chris are with Mickey in our Ram Intermission Report.
And this first intermission report is presented by Ram Trucks, engineered to move heaven and earth, guts, glory, Ram. Rough stuff there at the end of the first period to wrap up the first 20 minutes of play. Wings strike first in this hockey game. You have a team that's down. You want to keep them down. Ozzy, especially in a game like this, you wanted to score that first goal.
Yeah, Edmonton got shellacked last night in St. Louis 6-2, and they seem like Dallas Eakins has them playing a defensive style. They're dropping back, making things difficult on the Red Wings to get through the neutral zone and getting shots. The shots 8-6 for Edmonton. But the Red Wings with the 1-0 lead, so they'll obviously take that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Edmonton's best period. I mean, because they played last night, they're going to fade as this game goes on, and I think the Red Wings are going to build from here.
Well, as we saw, if you can carry the puck on the Oilers' end, good things can happen, Darren. How do the Wings create that scoring opportunity?
Well, Ozzy brings up a good point. Dallas Eakins with this young team, he's the new coach. This is his first year. He knows if they spend too much time in their own zone, they give up too many goals. So he has them playing a very passive style, a 1-3-1. 3 players across the red line in the neutral zone to deny entrance into their own zone, and for good reason. And I'll show you another example of it off a neutral zone faceoff. David Perron, number 57, watch. He can deny the D-to-D pass. Nope, back out, baby. Let's make sure that we play a real conservative style, because if they do end up playing in their own zone, Ozzy, they showed what could happen.
Yeah, and this is the Red Wings goal here by Sheahan. Tatar behind Edmonton. Same 2 defensemen, the pair behind the net on the play, leaving Sheahan wide open in front of the net for the easy bang-bang play. But here you see Edmonton, who struggles in the zone. Everybody's watching the puck. Both defensemen behind the net. That's a huge no-no in the NHL. And veteran teams like the Boston Bruins, Chicago, this never happens. The young team in Dallas Eakins, this is the growing process that Edmonton's going through. And he's teaching them. You can see they've gotten a little better, but they're still very vulnerable in their own zone.
And that scoring opportunity developed in a hurry. Wings almost did it again later on in that period. Well, Riley Sheahan's 5th of the year has given Detroit the 1-0 lead so far. And back at the Joe, he's with Trevor Thompson.
Mickey, 1-0 Red Wings after 20 minutes here at the Joe, thanks to Riley Sheahan's 5th of the year, and Riley showed those soft hands and used your size to get that goal. Break it down for me.
Yeah, it was a great play. All three forwards on the ice we had a good cycle going, and Tats made a great play behind the net, and he saw me on that short side, and I think me and Millsy both got a whack at it, and fortunately it went in. Obviously a big game for your team right here. Are you pleased with the way you guys came out in the first period, considering? Yeah, we came out a little short in the first few minutes, and I think as the period went on, we sort of gathered it together, and we just got to keep that going and go into the second hard. How big a relief to see Danny DeKeyser come back on the ice after taking Glendening's skate to the face? Yeah, that's scary, and you never know with those kind of things. It can get you a little deeper, and then you can be out for a while, and luckily it didn't get him too hard, so it was good. Key the rest of the way for your team is what? I think just getting the puck in deep, working their defensemen, and being solid in our D-zone. All right, well, thanks for the time, Riley, and congrats on the goal here tonight. Thank you. All right, Riley Sheahan has given the Wings a 1-0 lead here at the Joe after 20. Mickey, now back to you and the boys inside the studio.
All right, Trev, thank you very much. And when we come back, we'll look back at the highlights from the first 20 minutes of play. As you just heard, it's Riley Sheahan 1, the Edmonton Oilers 0.
Riley Sheahan with the lone goal in the first period. They'll begin period number 2 for his side, offsetting penalties to Ference and Abdelkader as the clock struck 0 in that opening period. So the Red Wings have a 1-0 lead. Tatar and Miller assisting on the Sheahan goal. Now time for AT&T U-verse Reverse Rewind. And on this date, 1962, first there was the Rocket, and then Gordy became the second player in NHL history to score 500, doing so against the Gumper and the New York Rangers. Gumper for a short time, Mickey's roommate in the Montreal days. Howe would go on to score 801 in his NHL career, a mark that stands second in NHL history, behind the great one, Wayne Gretzky, who had 894. And former Red Wing Brett Hull scored his 700th against Nabokov in San Jose in a Red Wing uniform and go on to score 741 in his great career. So the two teams start four-side here in period number 2. As Philip Larson has it in his own zone. Brought in here by Franzen. Franzen put on the brakes. Behind Hall. Backhanded down at center by Eriksson and nearly stolen by Nyquist. In for Perron on the backhand and a save by Howard as Perron got knocked down to the ice by Eriksson, was actually holding on to Jonathan Eriksson's stick. Back to the line for Larson, who did not play last night in St. Louis. Eriksson has it, took it away from Hall. And a longer change here in period number 2, and that's something general managers talked about in Boca, and they'll be looking at in overtime for next year. The longer change where you're further away from your bench as they are in middle stanzas of NHL games. They'll start overtime that way more than likely next season. Carried in for Tatar. Oh, the effort to end more games in extra time rather than a shootout. Tatar went back to the line and the stitched up to Kaiser. Moved it over for Quincy. 35 seconds remaining in this 4-on-4 situation to start period number 2. Tatar, who made that great play to Sheahan on the Red Wing goal. Sheahan's got it now and returned for Tatar, but it was knocked away, and Danny DeKeyser is back to get it. DeKeyser into Edmonton territory, in front of the net. Just failing to settle it down was Sheahan. Back the other way for number 23, Matt Hendricks. Hendricks with a shot that was blocked. Stayed with it, though. Did Gordon. And Hendricks was looking for that puck to come loose. A broken stick for Quincy.
Well, Danny DeKeyser looks like he's no worse for wear, Ken. He got roughed up a couple of times in that first period. That one late in the period where he took Glendening's skate to the left side of his face. He was back fairly quickly and on the ice actually at the end of the period when Abdelkader and Hall had a bit of a confrontation and are both still in the penalty box, although Hall didn't go. It ended up being Andrew Ference, who came in for Taylor Hall.
2 seconds remaining in the offsetting penalties. A draw one there by Legwand. Teams return to 5 aside as Alfredson tries to break away. He'll dump one into the Edmonton zone. Foss to leave it for number 84, Oscar Klefbom. Done much of the season in the American Hockey League. Just made his debut the other night, did Klefbom. Here's Taylor Hall pulling back to the line, and the Klefbom shot went wide. And Perron tried to backhand one, but Alfredson controls for Detroit. Kronwall couldn't get away from Hall, who strips the puck from Kronwall. Hall with a shot and a save and a rebound gathered back in by Abdelkader. His pass intended for Legwand didn't work. Eriksson with that long reach gets there. Oilers and Red Wings both making changes, so Kronwall waits it out and gives it to Eriksson. Pass tipped in as Pulkkinen will go in after it. He'll get there first. Teemu Pulkkinen back of the goal will shoot one, and a save made. A rebound out front of the goal, and taken away by Klefbom. Puck not out, it'll go back in. Or it will come outside the line on the whistle.
Well, Pulkkinen tried to use his speed here he was thinking wraparound, but then that just disintegrated awfully quickly. The Oilers do a nice job in the front of the net, and there's the steal by Taylor Hall. Nick Kronwall getting too fancy in tight.
Foss to leave it back there. Smith stepped up along with Pulkkinen, stolen by Miller. Oh, and Pulkkinen just had to go over his stick. Another shot, and that ricocheted off Miller in behind. And now Foss will just hold on. So Pulkkinen's created some things early on tonight, and for Thomas Jurko, who will miss the next month or so, they believe, with broken ribs. And after Blake Como cross-checked him.
Nice steal there again by Miller, who just continues to be a valuable member of this team. He plays on your so-called fourth line all the time. That's where Pulkkinen has started tonight. And start for the time, except on the power play in that second unit.
This will be another icing.
A lot of communication, boy, with young players. Not the system as much as it is just the different level of competition. In the NHL, the guys are bigger, stronger, and faster for the most part. Things happen really quickly. Young players sometimes find out the hard way.
Good draw one there by Glendening, and Smith gives it to Bertuzzi. Had a shot blocked. Joensuu with Gordon and Hendricks. Power to the blocker save and put it right onto the stick of Alfredson. Brendan Smith joining the rush. Glendening tried to get an angle on it. He couldn't as Ference took him out of the play. Joensuu, number 6 of the Oilers, to the line but not out. Held in by Alfredson, and the shot went high. Bertuzzi to Lashoff. Save made. Alfredson on the rebound. Finds Lashoff. To the net. Tipped through, and a save made by Fost. He was acquired from Anaheim for a 3rd and a 5th round pick at the deadline was Victor Fost. Just his 7th game of the season. 2nd as an Oiler. He won his debut Tuesday in Minnesota. Glendening put it in wide of the goal. Bertuzzi back to the line for DeKeyser. Pressure here, Detroit, and albeit in the midst of a change. And then given away by DeKeyser, but recovered by Quincy. Bertuzzi, the only one left out there off this change that the Red Wings are in the midst of, as Legwand is out with Nyquist. Bertuzzi hanging in, hoping something will happen, maybe for a goal here. Quincy had moved up and just cleared away by Matt Hendricks. Bertuzzi gets to the bench. Franzen comes on. Legwand gains the zone with a shot over top of the goal. Legwand in to get it. To the line for Quincy. With a shot, it's loose in front. Nyquist. Too many bodies down, and it wouldn't go through. That game, by the way, that Fost won Tuesday in Minnesota, the Oilers trailed 3-0. against the Wild, but bounced back and won it in a shootout 4-3. This will be icing against Detroit, the face-off back in the Red Wing zone.
Well, not a lot of shots. We get into the second 5 minutes of the second period. That was a Luke Glendening redirection. That's a nice save by Foss to keep this game 1-0 right there. Quincy with the shot inside the 5-minute mark of the period. 14:23 to go. 11 shots for Edmonton, only 10 for Detroit. They should have had a couple 3 goals on Bobrovsky the other night in Columbus. 18 shots in the first period and came away with nothing.
Nyquist. It was blocked by Petrie and scooped by Fost, who will hang on. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Critical time in this game with a 1-0 lead for Detroit. The confidence they need going forward here to get some points now and not have to worry about other people. They really need to get the next goal in this game because they're a fragile bunch of young guys that are giving their best.
Eriksson with a shot. Abdelkader went sprawling, trying to get a shot on goal. Taylor Hall had it go off his stick. Hall with a couple of goals and 6 points the past 5 games. Hall, number 4, reaching in for it. Came loose in the slot for Perron, and a good save made on the top scorer in goals for Edmonton, David Perron, with 25. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Tuesday night, Thomas Jurko, boom. Blake Como, who was suspended later for a hit on Brendan Smith in this game, cross-checked him underneath the shoulder pads and above the hockey pants, right on his ribs. That is a mass unit if I've ever seen one.
So Blake Como got 2 minutes for the board on Brendan Smith, then got a 2-game suspension after. But you said at the time he should have been kicked out of the game for the hit on Brendan Smith. Had that happened,
and Jurko
wouldn't be hurt.
That's exactly right. And a lot of people go, well, okay. I mean, it's right that the league can go back and look at it and make that call. The question is being raised, why wasn't that call made on the spot?
Well, the refs are human, I guess. Loose in front of the net. Grabbed by Legwand. Franzen fighting for position in front and got a piece of the puck and it went off the glass. Franzen over to get it. 15 goals, 34 points, and 38 games for Franzen. Nyquist. Look for Legwand. Checked by Schultz. Back to Kronwall. It was blocked. Good hold in by Eriksson. Franzen circling with it. Leaves it for Jonathan Eriksson. Eriksson gets cross-checked to the ice by Yakupov. And another one. Eriksson stays with it. Last in the draft, checked by Yakupov, who was first in his draft. In front, side of the net. Stopped by Fost. Played ahead by Schultz. Eriksson stopped Yakupov, and Franzen back to get it. Both teams will want to change here after that lengthy shift with pressure by Detroit. Brought back in by Franzen. Crossing with Corey Emerton. Going in down low is to Kaiser. And right in front. Nyquist.
Cross-checking going on down there. Yakupov is completely out of gas.
And he's still on the ice.
I know. Yeah.
And he's out at center. So in front of the net. Now Yakupov over to get it and just banks it off the board. So you're telling me you can see why he might be a minus 33.
Well, you know what? Yeah, maybe he didn't get a chance to get off. I don't know. Look out.
There's a chance. It goes high on a shot by Quincy.
Something must be wrong, Ken. He had 17 goals, 31 points in a 48-game season. That ain't bad for a rookie. So there's something going on behind the scenes.
And Igor Larionov, earlier this year, his agent had traveled to Edmonton to talk with the Oilers. And when Yakupov was asked about defense, said he's not paid for that. Good old-fashioned hip check right there on Perron by Pulkkinen. So the rookie makes his presence felt on the Oilers' best goal scorer. Now here's a break. Look out. Taylor Hall, he's got that great speed in behind the Red Wing defense. What a great diving play! Oh, last shot getting back.
Wow. The crowd ever loved that, and so they should.
What a great play against Taylor Hall. And that just snapped as... Wow, Hendricks went to shoot it, and the stick just snapped on him. Here's Bertuzzi. Pass back for Sheahan was intercepted. He was knocked away by Klefbom. And then offside called, and then Smith mixing it up a bit with Hendricks, who won't mind going in his own right. Matt Hendricks just came over to Edmonton. I was ready, got the A on his sweater. Watch this defensive play.
Boy, oh boy, this is a dandy. Last gasp effort, he perfectly got the puck with the heel of his stick, and all the rough and tumble after that. And look at Pulkkinen. Bobby Plager, where are you watching? That's an old-fashioned Leo Boyven, Bobby Plager hip check from a rookie in his first game in the NHL. Way to go, Teemu Pulkkinen.
Boy, and we're seeing those skates come up. The Kaiser got clipped. Another one right there.
Yeah.
Happened last night in the... Bear Jackman got clipped in the St. Louis game on an Edmonton goal last night by Mark Fraser.
Well, accidents will happen, but that's the one reason why this is the greatest league in the world. And you better be in the game and alert all the time with this kind of stuff going on. Offside again, Edmonton.
And if you're sitting in the seats, too.
Well, absolutely.
You have to be. De Kaiser, by the way, took a couple of stitches on his lip for that skate cut.
Half point of the game, half point of the second period. There's De Kaiser. Second year. First year, really. Came into the playoffs last year and was unbelievably good. And got hurt. And boy, the Red Wings, I think if De Kaiser's in the lineup, they beat Chicago.
Some players on the Red Wings told me the same thing. When they analyzed it, what was the biggest loss? And a few of them said, and Danny De Kaiser went down. Yeah. Save made by Howard. Big rebound. Alfredson, and there's going to be a penalty to Detroit. Their first of the game. That'll put them shorthanded at least.
Jones with a nice move to the net, and he had position. And he got pulled down, and therefore Lashoff will go to the penalty box here with 9:33 gone in the second period. They call interference. He actually stumbled over Jimmy Howard's left pad. Howard has been solid tonight. 13 shots for the guests, 13 for the home team. Not a lot for 30 minutes of hockey.
So the Edmonton Oilers go to a power play. But the Red Wings, Glendening will bring it to center. Escape the hit. Edmonton power play, 21st in the league. 0 for 9 their last 3 games and just 2 for their last 34 over their past 11 games. Red Wing penalty killing 8th best in the league and get the puck down the ice there from Kronwall. Red Wing penalty killing has been excellent. 30 for 32 their last 10 games. Schultz to center. Dropped it back. Nugent Hopkins moved it through Eberle. Abdelkader there. No entry for Edmonton. Justin Schultz to Nugent Hopkins to Eberle. Eberle and Nugent Hopkins with 16 power play points apiece. Nugent Hopkins to Petrie. Hit a leg. Eberle. Back to the line. Petrie moved. RNH as he's known. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Back to Petrie. Jeff Petrie, son of Dan, moved it quickly in front. Petrie came over. And Eberle's back. 20 seconds left in the Lashoff penalty. Offside is Edmonton.
Put the puck on the line, not over the line. That's going to be caught every time by these linesmen. And our Star Watch brought to you by Flagstar Bank. Take a look at Mr. Howard, who needs to be like Mr. Sawchuk. He was great last year, especially down the stretch. The last week, Red Wings win 5 in a row. Not so great this year. Jimmy struggled. 13 and 15, under 500, and in 10 losses in either overtime or shootouts. So he struggled to get her going. 265 and 912. They need him to be Mr. Sawchuk here the rest of the way to give themselves a chance.
Halfway through this game, it's a 1-0 Red Wing lead. Dallas Eakins' team will miss the playoffs for an 8th consecutive year. And the previous 8 year, they've been in the bottom half in goals for. So this isn't the high-scoring, high-powered Oilers team we've seen before. And Dallas Eakins having some words
Was that
with the officials.
Derisive thank you?
I
He
think
thanked
so.
him 3 times. Thank you for listening. I'm old enough to be your son. You're old enough to be my dad. Maybe that's what he said to him. That's not a way to endear yourself to the linesman. I'm too darn young to feel this dang old.
His team in the midst of the 3rd game of a 4-game road trip. Poked away by Eriksson as Detroit's back at full strength. Perron up with Lander, who's in for Sam Gagner in their lineup tonight. Eriksson waits. Leguan left it for Kronwall, who missed it, so the Red Wings, after all that, will have to start over again. Right back to where they started. Eriksson ahead for Franzen, out of his reach. Philip Larson. One of 7 Danish-born players to play in the National Hockey League got checked there by Franzen. Put back behind the net for Boyd Gordon. He was checked. Loose side of the goal. Franzen, couple of whacks at it, taken away by Hendricks. For Johansson. Pinball back to center, and Franzen escapes a check. Sheahan dumped it to the corner. Ryan Smith first for the Oilers. Number 85, Martin Marincin, moved it up to center. Here comes Smith. Ryan Smith to the goal. He went to the net, but the puck didn't.
Well, Jimmy Howard held his ground, and you could hear the referee yelling, still inside. That means he voted that Detroit knocked Smith into the net and the net off. 6:57 to go in the 2nd period. It remains. Jimmy Howard is lucky to get out of the way of Ryan Smith driving the net a moment ago. In years past, you would never see a player drive the net like this. But in today's world of what have you done for me lately and everything happening at breakneck speed, players try this all the time. See, Howard just got missed by Ryan Smith. That's why goaltenders are getting banged around so much more than ever. Players are taking impossible angles to the net and gambling. And goaltenders sometimes are on the receiving end of a lot of this abuse.
Lander beaten by Sheahan on that faceoff. Abdelkader tipped it ahead. Tatar was on it quickly, but Ferentz, the Oilers captain, missed on that pass, and will go down the ice for an icing, and the faceoff will come back. The Edmonton zone. If a Detroit player gets a hat trick in this game, bring a copy of the scoring summary to a participating Arby's location tomorrow for your free small order curly fries. You can find that summary in your newspaper or on the Red Wings page at foxsportsdetroit.com. The Edmonton Oilers, as I mentioned, have missed the playoffs for an 8th straight year. If no Western Canadian team makes the playoffs this year, and right now everybody's on the outside looking in, much to John Tortorella's surprise, it'll be the first time since 1978 no Western Canadian team will get in.
72.
Kaiser has to hurry back to get that loose puck. And to think that the Edmonton Oilers have more experienced netminding now than the Vancouver Canucks. And they started the year with Luongo, had Schneider in the summertime. The Oilers, as we say, have used 6 goalies. And with Ben Scrivens, their backup, and now Victor Fost, they're really in better shape going forward than Vancouver. Who would have thunk that? Kronwall shooting loose in front, and Leguan was too well covered, and there's a penalty coming up.
For who, we don't know.
He for holding. Mike Hasenfrat's making the call.
He thinks it's Edmonton. Yeah, it is. Okay. David Perron, who got a hold of leg one as he's going for that rebound. So the Red Wings with a great opportunity here to grab some insurance. They're only up 1-0. Oh yeah, he had a hold of his jersey.
It's one way to slow him down.
Yeah. Tough to hide from that call.
Well, the Red Wings were 1 for 5 on the power play in the first meeting in the 5-0 win in Edmonton. Todd Bertuzzi scored that night. Alfredsson and Kronwall. Nyquist, Franzen, and Bertuzzi. Gus Nyquist gets checked at the line. Bertuzzi back for Kronwall, missed it off Foss' stick. Right point here for the right-handed shooting Alfredsson. Franzen at the half boards, down low, Bertuzzi to Franzen. Franzen with a quick little move. Kronwall left side, Bertuzzi pulled it back in front, just got checked as he was about to try a backhand on Foss. Bertuzzi got position. Kronwall in to get the puck. Bell-Tire power play Detroit. We'll have to hurry back as Alfredsson will have time now as the Oilers are in the midst of a change. Alfredsson checked. He'll want to go off on the change. And he'll be replaced by Teemu Pulkkinen, making his NHL debut tonight. The Griffins' leading scorer. Tatar got checked. Too many Oilers to get through. Pulkkinen's timing to come to the Red Wings was perfect because the Griffins are in the midst of a season-long 7-game road trip. Timing's everything. De Keyser. Pulkkinen going off on a change as the penalty is about to expire and now has. De Keyser. Sent it through. Legwand back to De Keyser. Edmonton full strength. Puck loose. Legwand couldn't find it. Taylor Hall's got it. For Nugent Hopkins. Hit Quincy. Eriksson felt pressure from behind there from Hall. Larson kept it in. Eberle moved it for Taylor Hall. In a shooting position in front for Eberle. He was covered. Tatar couldn't get anywhere in the Oilers' Larson. 3.5 to go in period number 2. Hall circling. 62 points leads Edmonton for Hall. There's 22 goals, second to Perron's 25. Applicator. Whipped it around as Glendening moved in. Ryan Smith with it. Brendan Smith kept it in. Ryan Smith brings it to center. Larson.
A whole lot happening in this game right now at either end of the ice.
Gazdic tipped it, got checked. And Gazdic recovered for Smith. The Oilers' fourth line is out there along with Jones. Nyquist has picked up a spot on this Red Wing line. Nyquist brings it ahead with Glendening and Miller. Nyquist goes wide, went down, lost an edge, picked up by Petrie. Kicked ahead for Marincin. And a bouncer into the Red Wing zone. Marincin was a Slovakian Olympian with Tatar and Yurko. He made the check there on Nyquist. And the play is called on the offside. So we'll step out for a moment, and the Red Wings in a 1-0 lead on Fox Sports Detroit.
Game break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. The Devils top of the Wings in the standings in Florida to take on the Panthers tonight. In the second, Damian Brunner sets up Patrick Eliashu. Finds the back of the net to put the Devils up 3-1, but the Panthers have come back to cut that lead back to just 1 goal. They play at 3-2 in the second. Still 1-0 at the Joes. We send you back to Ken and Mick.
Thanks, Mickey. Well, right there, the guy with his head down and the glasses on, Matt Pavelich, turned 80 years old. A couple of days. Matt was a linesman in this league for many, many, many years. And another announcement, Jack McRoberts, who was celebrating 40 years of being a goal judge and an off-ice official here with the Red Wings. They've now put him up in the stands instead of behind the net, as you know. But congratulations, Jack. 40 years working here at the NHL level. Good stuff.
His view was much better at the old Olympia.
Yeah, I'd say so. And Matt's brother, Marty, was a Red Wing player with Ted Lindsay and that crew. Those big teams back in the 50s. And Matt still was a linesman for the NHL Red Wings alumni on many occasions for charity games.
And sharp as a tack.
He sure is.
Oh, the stories he'll tell you.
Yeah, and quick to tell you what went wrong on the ice, too.
Tatar circling the goal. Tried to find Shane again like they did the first time. Yeah, 31 years Matty Pavlich worked the lines. You look at all the old footage, the old games, seems there were only 2. Matty was one of the lines every game, it seems. We'll get to the Joe to see the Atlantic Division face-off between your Red Wings and the Montreal Canadiens on Thursday, March 27th. Puck drops at 7. 313-471-7575 is the number to call right now. Ticket executives are standing by for that original 6.
The Canadians have gotten a little cold lately, but they're hoping to get Carey Price back as soon maybe as tomorrow.
Shot by Eriksson, went off the glass. Cronwall around Joensuu. With a minute to go in period 2. A slash and a stick and a broken stick is Joensuu. But there will be no call. Franzen looking back and saying, why not? The evidence is on the ice. But he broke his own stick, not Franzen's. Franzen with a good move. Keeps on going. Still loose. Foss got bumped, no mask, so the whistle will go immediately. As soon as the netminder, Sweden's Victor Foss, lost his helmet, the whistle will go. And remember, the Oilers sent Ilya Bryzgalov to Minnesota for a 4th-round pick. We mentioned Dubnyk dealt earlier, and a nice move here by Franzen on Foss.
He knocked his own helmet off is what he did. You can see, watch him shake his head after this. He didn't lose this because somebody knocked it off. We go far enough, you'll see him shake that head thinking, I got to get a stoppage here. And he's pretty smart.
Smart move.
Yes, indeed.
For a goaltender in just his 7th game of the season. Alfredsson. Held up by Lander. Now Glendening. Bertuzzi gets checked by Ferentz. The Boston Bruin Cup winner. Referee saying, I'll let you guys work it out. You hear him say?
Yeah.
So keep battling, just keep the stick down. Here's Alfredsson.
Easy for you to say, ref.
Cronwall. Shot deflected. Bertuzzi tried to get it back. He couldn't. And the Oilers with one last rush here in the second period. Larson with a long shot. Cleared away by Howard. Larson got it again off a leg, and 2 periods are in the books and just 1 goal, and it came in the first. Riley Sheahan's 4th from Tatar and Miller. Or Riley Sheahan's 5th, rather, from Tatar and Miller at 13:53. Shannon Hogan will guest with Mike Babcock, and a great debut from Teemu Pulkkinen as the goaltenders are standing by with Mickey.
Welcome back to Joe Louis Arena. The Wings leading by a goal after 2 periods of play. Coach, what's your take on how your team has performed thus far and how you'd like to finish out this close game?
Well, I didn't think either team got much done in the first. We scored a goal. I thought we were way better in the second. Spent way more time rolling around their zone, shooting the puck. We still didn't get the puck to the net enough, but I thought we did some real good things there. Now, obviously, got to do the same in the third. So winning details, just keep detail-oriented, but want the puck and want to continue to make plays, and that's what we're going to do here in the third.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Ken and Mick, I'll send it back up to you for the final 20.
And a little different than the first meeting when the Red Wings outshot the Oilers 21-10 after 2. Here's our save of the game brought to you by Chamberlain Garage, and it's Ryan Lashaw for the great defensive play on Taylor Hall.
It sure was. Lash has had a very good game for the Red Wings. Oilers with just 15 shots on goal. Detroit with only 13. So, well, the offense has been few and far between. We'll start even in full strength the third period here. I have to say that this is a rather important third period for the Detroit Red Wings.
Don't take the Oilers lightly, because remember, they were down 3-0 to Minnesota. Game before last night when they lost to St. Louis. Game before that, they were down 3-0 and won 4-3 in a shootout. So here's Perron. plays it over to Hall. His return feed for Perron didn't work. Ference. Verlander loose at center, and Perron will go back to get it. He got checked, and the Oilers will regroup.
One other thing, Ken, that's not a fun fact. The Detroit Red Wings are minus 19 in the third period.
Here's Hall cutting to the goal.
So, boy, they need to shut that door quickly. Minus 3 the other night in Columbus.
Any way to get number 5 out of the Raptors? Well, if you look the last few years, and we mentioned it earlier in the season, they're blown by numbers this year that the final 2 seasons with Stewart and Lidstrom, where the Red Wings had that shutdown pair, and then Rafalski before that in third periods, and you just can't replace that. Yakupov threw one back deep. That's Martin Marincin. Move pass by Petrie for Yakupov. Didn't get to him. Tatar tried to get through. Good move to keep control, though. Sent one over for Abdelkader. Sheahan smelled that loose puck. Able to take it away. He got the angle, and now at the line is Lashoff. Came loose. Slot. Sheahan only ripped him. Just high and over top of the goal. Tatar the shot.
Hit the net, boys. The guys were talking about that in the intermission about missing the net so much in the second period. Another good example of it.
Tatar mirrored there by Petrie. High slot kept in by Abdelkader, who was going to the bench on the change. And now he'll get there. Last shot checked by Ryan Smith. Battle in back of the net, and now brought ahead by Glendening. Klefbom cut him off. Alfredsson checked at center. Oscar Klefbom. Larson had it tipped through by Boyd Gordon. Gordon on it again. Free agent signing last summer.
Wow.
Kronwall able to move it. Taken away here by Bertuzzi. Adjusting his equipment. Thinking he got speared a little bit along the boards. As Bertuzzi goes off gingerly to the Red Wing bench. Keep an eye on that. 3 minutes gone in period 3. Anton Lander for Taylor Hall. Schultz on the rush. Tipped through by Perron. Wheeled around, Eriksson let it go. Smart little play there to escape Taylor Hall. Red Wings are up as Hulkinen tried to get in a shooting position. Didn't work. Lead pass for Hall didn't click. To Kaiser. Hulkinen. Good pass to Emerton. He was behind Miller as Eberle was there, and now the return feed for Jordan Eberle, number 14. 21 goals and 50 points. To Petrie, the shot got blocked. Nyquist out of trouble. Just Nyquist. Goes to the corner, battles, won it, with some help from Legwand. Brendan Smith on the right side. Legwand skate the stick. Spots Franzen. Smith on that loose puck. Brendan Smith cuts back to the middle, shoots one, and just missed short side. Behind the goal for Legwand. Watched in there by Marincin. Now Franzen came in, Marincin on him. Franzen skated back to the line with it to create some space. Sent the shot through. It was blocked by Ryan Smith. Brendan Smith to David Legwand. Got it back to Lashoff. To the near side for Johan Franzen. Good work here to keep control by Detroit. Legwand to the point to Smith. Took the shot. Good save by Fost. And really took off Kelly Sutherland's head on the rebound clear. Franzen in front. Red Wings have had the puck in the Oilers zone here for about a minute. Now they get a change. Franzen got checked by Eberle, who just dumped it to center, and Alfredsson's back. Alfredson checked. He lost it. Then recovered. Smith still out there, wants a change. Sent through by Glendening as Bertuzzi's back out with him and Alfredson. Glendening checked his man as Gordon got one ahead for Hendricks. Boyd Gordon following up. Former Capital trying to get through. Loose here for Larson. Angle taken away. Good job by Glendening. Back to the point and failing to keep it in was Oscar Klefbom. One of those good young defensemen we speak of with Edmonton, and Darnell Nurse on the way, and they could be looking at Aaron Ekblad from Barrie if they get perhaps the second overall pick the way they're going. But again, it is a lottery. The Oilers need help on the blue line, and this will be icing. And the faceoff back in the Red Wing zone.
Well, Riley Sheahan has had a pretty good night. He's got the only goal of this hockey game, and boy, he almost made it 2-0 there. He only had one shot on goal, and then Jimmy Howard with a very awkward bounce off a stick that very close to going into the net. And Nyquist goes to the front of the net. There hasn't been a lot of offense in this game. 29 shots total. 15-14 for Edmonton. So it's been a dopey kind of night from the offensive side of things. But boy, oh boy, the Oilers aren't making the playoffs, as Ken talked about. The Red Wings, the door is open for them to do so. They need 2 points here.
That took a strange bounce. We've got a netting. Deflected out of play, so we'll step out. Back in a moment. Red Wings in a 1-0 lead. And for you trivia buffs, Polkin in the first Red Wing to wear number 56 in a regular season game. Good guy to wear it in a preseason game before him, Pavel Datsyuk.
No kidding. Well, he's had a busy night. An old-fashioned hip check that you don't see from a forward.
1 of 11 by the Red Wings tonight.
You know who came to mind when I see that hip check? Hilliard Graves. Remember him? He used to use that hip check. And a lot of great players didn't care. He wasn't a defenseman. He was a forward. People didn't like it, but well, you had to keep your head up around him, that's for sure.
Perron. And Tatar had it. With Sheahan and Abdelkader. With Taylor Hall to Lander. And good save by Howard. He's been quick. Especially with the glove hand tonight.
As Ozzie and Darren were talking about, he's not scrambling around there at the last minute. He's in good position, good and solid, and making it look easy. That deflection off of Alfredson had changed direction, but he was in good position and just got it with the wrist to deflect that baby up that was on net.
Nyquist gets a stick on the puck, and he's away working on Ference. Can he beat him? Drops it back to Franzen. Waited too long and was checked.
Good back check, though.
Eberle.
By Eberle to keep coming. Even though you don't think it's going to be there, and it may not, you got to keep going anyway, and sure enough, it did. Right to Franzen, and Eberle made a nice defensive play.
Eberle with Yakupov and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Good play by Schultz. Justin Schultz centering one. Cleared by Detroit and out to center.
Detroit's got to get their head out of the sandbox here, Ken. They're only up 1-0. This is a critical period, absolutely critical.
Schultz shooting, got blocked, rebound, and able to find it was Howard. Justin Schultz, 8 goals in the season and leads Oilers defense with 25 points.
There's a couple of good shifts by the Oilers, a couple of good saves by Howard, and some just casual work by the team in red, and that's not what you need with 12:35 to go and no wiggle room allowed for your playoff drive. This Oiler team has nothing to play for.
Justin Schultz, like Nick Kronwall, won the Eddie Shore Award as the best AHL defenseman, and to think he won that last year as a rookie, the first rookie in 55-year history, the Eddie Shore Award to win at the American Hockey League, and he won it playing, what, half a season because the lockout came up, and he was still leading the way at the end and won the award. Speaking of Nick Kronwall, he's played 22 minutes already tonight, and there's still 12:20 to go in the game, and he's about 3 or 4 minutes ahead of the closest Red Wing, Jonathan Ericsson.
That's not necessarily a good thing. It's good that you got him, but it's not good that you got to use him that much. So there haven't been much for power plays in this game at all.
Teemu Pukkanen got it through Philip Larson. Came over from Dallas in the Sean Horkoff trade. Taylor Hall finds Larson. 2-on-2 along with Perron. Saved by Howard. Larson goes up after it again. Abdelkader couldn't get through, and back to take it was Marincin. Moved it across, lead pass. That gets knocked off the stick of Hendricks. 32-year-old staying with it. Sheahan checking him. Boyd Gordon came in along with Ryan Smith, so more of a veteran line out here. All the youngsters the Oilers have. This is for them. Stolen Smith scores! He's tied the game 1-1. Ryan Smith. The veteran line comes through for the young Oilers.
Well, Brendan Smith just thought he had the play, put it right on the tape of Ryan Smith, and Brendan just held his head when the puck went in the net. I mean, he literally delivered it right to him. Oh boy. Great shot by Ryan Smith. He looked up the middle and didn't even see that white jersey. All of us have done this, but boy, it couldn't come at a worse time. He was looking right up the middle for Tatar and didn't see the white jersey. You just don't sometimes. And Ryan Smith says, thank you very much. I ain't going to miss this, baby. And it's 1-1.
Ryan Smith with his 10th goal. It'll be an unassisted tally. So Smith on Smith there. The one in white capitalized on the one in red's mistake. Ryan's name, Smith spelled with a Y, and Brendan's probably saying, why did I do that?
Good call. Yeah, well, you know what? As a teammate, something like that happens, you really would like to cover up for the guy and make it right for him. And the only way they can do that is to come back and win this hockey game, however they can and whatever it takes. And here's that goal differential. Red Wings now minus 20 in the third period. Keep beating the dead horse, but that'll be the last time you hear it from me. They need to turn that around. If they're going to win this game, they got to get one, maybe not in the third period, but they'd prefer that. As I said, the Oilers have nothing to play for and therefore nothing to lose. Red Wings have everything to lose.
And they're going to be short-handed.
Yep. Snowball downhill. And Taylor Hall, who's been in the middle of it all night long again, as he was last night in St. Louis, drives the net, got the speed, and he gets interfered with enough. Almost fell down on his own, really, but the interference called, I would say, to Kaiser on the play, and the Edmonton power play to come with 10:27 to go in the third period. Now a 1-1 game.
The guy who tied the game for the Edmonton Oilers, Ryan Smith, on the unassisted goal, is looking to become the all-time leader in power play goals for the Edmonton Oilers. He's tied right now with Glenn Anderson. The Oilers this season do not have a power play goal from a defenseman. That hasn't happened through an entire season since the expansion Buffalo Sabres. Maybe they should have never let Sheldon Surrey go. They don't have that bomb from the blue line on a power play. Glendening back for Kronwall. So Justin Schultz, who leads the team in time on ice, upwards of 23.5 minutes a night, carries to center. David Perron at the point, spinning away from Emerton. Petrie got it through to Anton Lander. 48 points in Oak City in 43 games for Lander, just called up. Petrie, a bouncing puck. Good stick in the lane by Emerton. David Perron.
Good job. Good job by Corey Emerton.
He'll go off on a change now. As Glendening comes on for him. Lashoff and Quincy and Abdelkader for Detroit, shorthanded. Perron took the shot and was blocked by Abdelkader. And again, Red Wing penalty killing has been excellent. Not just tonight, but of late.
20.
Petrie. For Eberle. Moved it back to Petrie, right point. Larson the shot and a save made. Eberle's got it. Back to Petrie. That shot tipped and wide. Penalty is over. Out of the box is DeKaiser. So the Red Wings kill off another one. And a huge penalty kill at that. Oilers 0 for 2 on their power play tonight. And 0 for their pass to Levin, given away by Howard. Loose in front of the goal. All the Red Wings get a huge break. Franzen shoots it in. Nyquist and Ference will battle. Ference got it to Boyd Gordon. Safely up the glass for Hendricks. Now to the goal scorer, Ryan Smith. Backhanded in by Martin Marincin. Brendan Smith for Nyquist. Marincin for Taylor Hall. Back to Ference. Checked by Nyquist, who comes out of the crowd with it. Try to jam it in. But Fost able to hold on. So with that, and a 1-1 tie and 7:23 to go in the third. Howard recovers there. We're back in a moment on Fox Sports Detroit.
You know, we just got to find a way to get in, you know, and never stop, you know, giving up, you know, hope in this dressing room and, you know, just, you know, constantly have that push to, you know, to keep it going.
And made the play here after the giveaway, and Ryan Smith in a bid for his second of the night. Boy, would have been another one unassisted, but for the Howard recovery. Jeff Petrie for David Perron. Over for Marincin. Tatar got back for Detroit. And now has the puck. Lead the wings to center for Sheahan. Deceptive speed. Sheahan coming in on the wing. Dumped at the far corner. Nobody there but the white sweater of Petrie. Hit a stanchion. Perfect bounce Detroit over Sheahan's stick. In goes Abdelkader quickly. Forcing Marincin. Recovered by Tatar with a good move around Lander. Tatar cutting to the goal, right in. Too many bodies to go through to get his stick on that elusive puck. Petrie for Perron and into the zone as Edmonton a signal for a change. DeKaiser. Legwand. His real estate taken away, but made the play back. Good holding by DeKaiser, and a shot sailed high and wide. Back of the net, Franzen. Out front himself. Nyquist turning, couldn't get a shot. In front for Franzen, knocked away, but it was a good job by Schultz on Nyquist.
A lot of bodies around the front of the net, that's for sure. Not a lot of room. And I don't remember the last time the Red Wings got a goal that had eyes. There haven't been many.
Stolen by Ryan Smith. Brendan Smith knocked it back into the corner. Well, it was the first meeting of the season that Brendan Smith got into a fight with Will Acton and injured his shoulder and missed 6 games. And tonight had the unfortunate miscue. The Oilers have not been good to Brendan Smith this season. The Red Wings won the first meeting, 5-0. And the crowd urging them on to get the lead here. despite being outshot 2016. The Oilers, the second worst defensive team in the league. Only the Islanders are behind them. Glendening with a backhander. And Fost able to keep that one out, and some pushing and shoving in front. Glendening in the middle of it again. This time it's again with Matt Hendricks. We're tied at 1s in the third on Fox Sports Detroit. And they're past 7 at home, Mick. They're 5-0-2, and from here, the Red Wings will hit the road to head to Chicago. Tim Hortons brings you the upcoming game schedule. That'll be Sunday night on the network, and then we'll be back with you, an Original Six matchup here on Tuesday, and then the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby and company on Thursday, and boy, are the Penguins ever really banged up. The Red Wings have, at 294 man games lost this season, second to Pittsburgh, 391, and now they've lost James Neal with the concussion the Penguins have. So two teams banged up, and yet the Penguins without Martin and Letang and Dupuis for the season, and now Neal, boy, they've managed to put up pretty good numbers.
Well, the biggest reason, well, there's two reasons that I see. Number one is that Fleury has been unbelievable. The goaltender.
1-800-Hanson's report card.
He's been really good. And number two is that Crosby and Malkin have not been the ones that have missed games. They're two best players. But mainly the goaltending. He's been great, Mr. Fleury.
Shan along with Abdelkader.
Whoa.
Shan with a good move on Lander and a goal! Stopped by Fost. Big stop there by Victor Fost. Riley Shan is the lone Red Wing goal tonight. Tatar shooting. And Tatar has to go back to center to get it. Quincy delays, waits for the Red Wings to complete the change. The Kaiser back for Quincy. Franzen cut to the net, but knocked away by Jordan Eberle. Then Franzen able to get it back as Nyquist to check Eberle. Clear to an open wing, Eberle over to get it. And the puck is up and out of play. A reminder to vote in the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Mini Shamrock Shake. To vote, just text WINGS followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338. Or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com.
Looking at that green shake, people are starting to celebrate St. Paddy's already tonight. Coming up early next week. Might as well make it a long weekend. If you're Irish, you're used to that. This guy's been good. 19 shots Detroit, 21 Edmonton. Not a ton of shots. A little more activity on the offensive side here in the third period, especially since the Oilers have tied the game.
Brought ahead by Hendricks. Hit the linesman skate onto Ryan Smith. And back in by Boyd Gordon for Smith back of the net. Checked by Lashoff. Drew Miller backhands it in down to Fost. Kept it moving with Glendening coming at him.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We got a collision in the sticks or no? Fans are calling for a penalty. But do we have one? I think we do. Oh boy. 2:54 to go, and the Oilers are going to go for the delay of game.
Edmonton penalty, number 27. 2 minutes delay of game, shooting the puck out of play.
Wow.
Kelly Sutherland making the call, an automatic penalty.
Oh yeah, no much question about that. Open that blade up, the puck's rolling just a little bit, and whoop, up and over the glass. No touch on the way. Power play Detroit. They haven't done much with the extra man so far tonight. None bigger than right now as these fans urge him on. No wiggle room for this team. Washington has won tonight. New Jersey's going to win tonight. Detroit can't afford to lose this game.
Draw one by Franzen as Alfredsson gives it to Kronwall. Now here to Nyquist. Took a shot, got blocked by Marincin. And the Oilers get it down the ice.
Red Wings power play.
Franzen had it go off his stick. Nugent Hopkins took a whack at it. Another try by the Oilers to get it out to center. Shots are 21-19 Edmonton.
You know, you don't think much about it, but when you don't have number 40 and number 13, Datsuk and Zetterberg, who are so good at settling things down inside the line, and you get used to that after having them. Now that they're gone, you can see where you don't have that consistency of entry.
Here's Franzen for Nyquist. Just too far. Tried to backhand one in front. Didn't work. Came back to the point. Picked up here by Kronwall. For Daniel Alfredsson. Bertuzzi down low. They went to the slot, though, to Franzen, and that was read by Nugent Hopkins, and down the ice, and the Red Wings will get a change. Tatar got it over. Pulkkinen hit by Lander. And again, Edmonton, this time Ferentz.
One and done. That's the problem.
Long stretch pass, and just onside is Sheahan. Got back to the line as Tatar carried it in. Good job by Sheahan, though, to keep that play onside. Legwand regains control. To Kaiser, back to him. Pulkkinen open, waiting to shoot it. He's got it. He fires. Rebound. Oh, and Sheahan just sent it wide. Pulkkinen fires again, and that one was tipped. See how quickly he gets it away. Oilers back at full strength. So the Red Wings can't get anything on that power play. 0 for 3 is Detroit in the Bell Tire power play tonight. That hit Perron and goes back into the Red Wing zone as Abdelkader goes with 30 seconds left in the third period. An East-West battle. It doesn't matter how the Red Wings get to tonight. Overtime, shootout, whatever. They just need to. Here's Miller. Abdelkader, wraparound try. Taylor Hall. Getting it over to Perron with a great move on Quincy. Look back in front, loose back of the goal. Perron still with it. Time expires. We're going to overtime. Red Wings get an important point. Now they desperately need another one.
Well, the little guy had a couple of chances poking in there on the back end of that power play. Not the greatest of angles. Riley Sheahan, who's been one of the best Red Wings tonight, all night, has no space to get this thing in the net. He flubbed it. So,
I want you to get up now. We must make a stand.
Don't miss the action when the Wings battle Zach Parise in the Wild on Sunday, March 23rd at 7:30. First 5,000 fans at the Joe receive Red Wing helmet stickers. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com or call 313-471-7575 during normal business hours. And Drew Miller's Michigan State Spartans tonight beat Wisconsin 5-4 in overtime, and we'll have the return engagement on senior night tomorrow night at Munn. I was talking to Drew about that this afternoon. We'll be over on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, I'll be joined by Darren Elliott for Wisconsin and Michigan State. Chris Chelios' alma mater, Wisconsin, and the Chelios boys playing their final games as Spartans for Michigan State on senior night.
Just started there not long ago. There's the Washington updated 72 points with their win tonight. Detroit with their point going to 72. Philly sitting there at 73. Boy, Detroit really needs this extra point very, very badly with the schedule they've got coming. Rangers at 74.
So the Red Wings, who are 3-5 in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers are 4-6. Those numbers you look at include shootouts.
I don't think Detroit can afford to go to a shootout here, Ken.
Not with some of the skill that the Oilers and likes of, yes.
They have got some huge offensive skill with these young players. Boy, they're good when you don't have anybody bothering them.
Particularly Jordan Everett.
Right.
Was 5 for 5 this season in shootouts. Foss pretty good too. He's 6-2.
Well, I'll bet you the Taylor Hall, it might be Nugent Hopkins. Yeah, Eberle.
Well, here's Nugent Hopkins, drops it off to Schultz. Back in front. Howard's not sure. It was loose, but the referee lost sight of it.
You heard it hit his pad, or I did in my ears anyway. It was deflected off something. And I'll tell you what, watching 4-on-4, you see this play develop. Hear the tick when it comes to the front. Deflected off somebody, hit Jimmy Howard, everybody lost it. I have no idea why the general managers would not endorse. We're told the players didn't want to do it 3-on-3 and extend the time, but
right.
You know what? They're paying them a lot of money. We should be going to 3-on-3, maybe 4 minutes of 4-on-4 and then 4 minutes of 3-on-3. Why not?
Or you could have gone 3-on-3 and just
instead of 4-on-4.
Well, here's Sheahan, carries in. Look for Tatar. Back to him. Kronwall. It was blocked. Tatar back in support at center. Sheahan and Tatar joining as Kronwall. Oh, that's cleared out.
Oh, boy.
Cleared out by the Oilers.
I don't think there's any question about it either.
The linesmen, they're conferring along with the officials. I don't think that hit glass. Unless they're saying it deflected off a stick. If not, it's a penalty.
This is one of those things that probably should be reviewable, and maybe a coach's challenge going forward. But I think they've got this one right. They might be questioning whether it touched the stick.
Edmonton penalty, number 85. 2 minutes for delay of game, shooting the puck over the glass.
So 2 in a row. Late in the third and now in overtime.
Yeah, it looks easy there when you look at a slow motion replay. But when things are going 100 miles an hour on the ice with these officials, it's not an easy call to make and be 100% sure. See how close Sheahan was to him?
And it was rolling
really close.
on.
That's right. Wow.
So 4-on-3 Bell Tire power play here in overtime. 3:39 left in it. Red Wings desperately need an extra point. And watch how low here you'll see Boyd Gordon go down on faceoffs to try and win this draw against Alfredsson. Gordon very good, 58% on draws. Alfredsson just tied him up, and Nyquist, second man in, got it back to the line.
Patience, patience, patience. It only takes one shot.
Franzen up high, gets it back from Alfredsson, and they play catch. Now Kronwall, Nyquist stationed in front of Fost. Alfredsson couldn't one-time it. Now shoots one, missed on the glove side, and that's the problem there.
They want Franzen to shoot the puck, and he didn't want to do it that last time.
So Alfredsson back in. 4-on-3 power play, Detroit in overtime. In these desperate times for an additional point.
Help down there.
Ryan Smith to the line, but not out.
Need to get Franzen in a shooting position because he's your gunner, he or Alfredsson.
Alfredsson with it. Franzen, now he fires! Off the net.
That's the idea.
Rolling puck, corralled. Kronwall, back to Franzen. Alfredsson and Nyquist down low. Fanned on the attempt to Alfredsson, kept control though, back to Kronwall. Ryan Smith in his lane. Franzen, Alfredsson, no rebound saved by Fost.
Here's what I'm going to show you here. The reason this play was a poor percentage play, and Daniel Alfredsson's got a great shot. They wanted it to Franzen, but Alfredsson is so far off to the right side, and you'll see when it organizes here he comes back over here. But when you take the angle to the net, watch where he is. I mean, he's here. That's about as bad an angle as you could get for a 4-on-3 opportunity, and Mike Babcock, rightfully so, says, all right, boys, let's design a play here that's got a higher percentage to get a scoring chance. That is not good enough for 4-on-3, and that's veteran players.
It is Edmonton's timeout, so Mike Babcock using the opportunity.
All right. It's a break for them. They don't have to use theirs. You know, it could be interesting here, especially when you got veteran players on the ice. He could call his timeout back-to-back if he thought he needed extra time for guys to get a breath. Franzen's out of gas. I mean, he's really tired.
Well, the Red Wings have increased their streak over the Oilers, longest active streak in the league. 15 consecutive games with at least a point. 12-0-2 in the previous 14. They need to make this 13-0-2.
I'd love to see
in the last 15. So Nyquist gives back. Kronwall, Alfredsson, Franzen in the slot off his skate and off the side of the net. Nyquist over to the corner to get it. Good hustle. Kronwall walks the line. Will he go back to Nyquist? No, down low to Alfredsson. Alfredsson to the face-off circle. Franzen through his skates. Petrie will get there. 15 seconds left in the penalty for delay of game. For Martin Marincin. Second straight over the glass by the Oilers. This one in overtime. Nyquist carries in. Alfredsson saved by Fost. Kicking at it. Alfredsson got it. Penalty over. Have to hustle back to Kaiser. And he'll wheel one around for Alfredsson. 90 seconds to go in overtime.
Only 2 shots, Ken, on a 4-on-3. Yeah.
0 for 4 in the power play tonight is Detroit. The Oilers 0 for 2. Franzen kick back into the middle. Tatar back to Kaiser. It was blocked. Taylor hauls away to Kaiser, scampering back with Eriksson. 3 Oilers are up. Hall with the move. It'll roll through. Howard couldn't control it, but Tatar's away. Tatar cuts back. Gets knocked down there by Marincin. And back come the Oilers.
How about the third man, the late man?
And offside with Hall.
Oh, boy. That's an awful play. Maybe a young team, I don't know, but that's an awful bad break for the Oilers. You got a chance like that, they had a full-blown 3-on-2. Wow. Danny DeKeyser was tired. He was the big long strides of his, trying to pick him up and lay him down, and Hall tried to make a move on him. Another good save by Fost. 22nd of the night.
Oh, back to 4-on-4 here in the last minute of overtime. Jordan Eberle turned. And you know he'll be prominent if we get to a shootout. Nugent Hopkins got dumped. Quincy. For Legwand. Off with Sheahan. Nudged back to center by Nugent Hopkins, who had to come right back to him. Pushed it through to Petrie. And the net is off. As Nugent Hopkins was taken down in a collision with Quincy. So a stop in play with 15 and 8/10 to go in the overtime period.
That faceoff should come outside because Nugent Hopkins was not forced in by anybody. He went in on his own. But that won't be given. He's struggling, that kid. Another good young one.
He's been healthy for the previous 2 years. Shoulder problems, just 21 years old. Needs some help on the team, though. In terms of depth and the veteran players around him. 8 seconds to go in the overtime period, which is going to turn into a shootout. Well, in Red Wing history, Mick, you know about the shootout, so, and that the main skilled guys in a skills competition that the Red Wings can't call upon, specifically, in Pavel Datsyuk.
Well, to ruminate a little bit, who are we thinking here? Tatar maybe? Nyquist possibly? Franzen?
Maybe Pulkkinen gets a shot.
Maybe Pulkkinen, maybe Sheahan. Sheahan's had a great night. He's been the best Red Wing, I think, tonight.
Red Wings in their history just 46% in shootouts, 42 of 91. And with all the skill they've got.
Yeah.
So Howard will have to come up big. And the Edmonton Oilers 3-2 in shootouts this year. And you know they'll be going to Jordan Eberle, who had the shootout winner, to come back from a 3-0 deficit when they last beat Minnesota a couple of games ago.
Wouldn't it be something if they went to the veteran Bertuzzi, who's had a pretty good record over the years of the shootout with lots of different moves, and he hasn't played much, but you never know.
This guy's 7-7, including last season. 7 for his last 7 in the shootout, and Bertuzzi's pretty good too. Let's send it to Mickey York as they scrape the ice. We get ready for the skills.
All right, Ken, Mick, thank you very much. You know, it's always good to get something for free, especially when it's free hockey. But in this case, Ozzy, Darren, it's maybe a little more than the Wings bargained for.
They just need 2 points. Mickey was saying it all night. We said it at the top of the show on Red Wings Live. But you didn't want to have to go to the shootout, but here we are.
No, now it becomes a skills competition. Red Wings missing most of their skill, obviously, Datsuk, Zetterberg. We can go down the line. Edmonton has all theirs. Eberle, like Darren said previously, we're talking 5 for 5. They got some guys that have, like you said, grown up with the shootout and are very, very good at this. So Jimmy Howard's going to have to be very, very sharp here.
Yeah, as Mick and Ken just touched on, that is the real mystery. Who does Mike Babcock roll out here for this shootout?
Thomas Tatar, 2 for 7 on the season, I think is a safe bet. But after that, all bets are off. It could be anybody. You just kind of pick a number out of a hat.
You thought why not roll out Pulkkinen, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a great shot. The goalie's not going to know him. And that's a big thing,
Does he do
too.
it in the AHL?
And he does it in Grand Rapids, and he comes in. I remember when I used to play, I knew all the old guys, and all of a sudden these young guys coming out, I had no idea what they're going to do. Sometimes I'd fall into the corner. So, you know, there is a bit of an advantage to that unknown factor where the goalie doesn't know the guy. So why not give him a shot?
All right, and like we said, this isn't what the Wings want to do, having to go to a shootout here to try to secure the extra point tonight. But the fact of the matter remains, there's still 2 points available for you.
That's it. And with Edmonton being a Western Conference team, you don't care. I mean, give them their point. Give them their freebie, right? I mean, but as long as you get the 2.
Yeah, and if this was December, January, or different situation of standings,
Exactly.
we'd say, if Edmonton wins, you know, they still played a good game.
Yeah, got a
but
point.
this isn't the fact here. They need this point, and this is where the shootout becomes very, very important. And this is a massive point for the Red Wings right here to get.
All right, the Wings heading to their first shootout since January 31st as we continue to draw up the good karma here. They won 3 of their last 4 shootout opportunities. So there you go. We'll send it back to Ken and Mick with that.
And they keep getting points against the Oilers. Now 21 and 7. They hope to go their last 28 if they can get another point here against the Oilers. They've only had 1 regulation loss against Edmonton their past 28 games. But they need a point here in the shootout. And to kick it off, it'll be Bertuzzi, Alfredsson, and Tatar to start for the Red Wings. And Bertuzzi will be first, looking to give them the lead on Victor Fost. Not happening there.
Well, he thought, I think, about moving backwards, forwards, doing a 180, but instead he slaps it, and I don't think he had the goaltender get a piece of it or not. And here comes the guy that is incredible. Watch his hands if he chooses to use them for movement and not shooting.
5 for 5 this season. 7 for 7 going back to last season. Eberle in. Howard stops him finally. In 8 tries, he's finally missed.
He's got maybe the quickest hands, or a set of the quickest hands in the NHL. Look at the movement. Head up all the way.
Good save.
But Jimmy didn't buy any of it and got the blocker on it. And Daniel Alfredsson, another veteran from Detroit. Good to see him go top shelf on the catching glove side. Right-handed shooter, left-handed catcher.
Alfredsson on Fost, who makes the save on his countryman.
That's where he tried to go, Ken. He didn't get it up. Hit him in the glove. You get it next to that left arm of a left-handed catching goaltender. If you hit the spot, it's yours all night long. Yeah, that's where he was going for, and he hit him in the shoulder.
So now, David Perron, 3 for 5 on the season. Their leading goal scorer puts on the brakes, and Howard wasn't buying that, and he held on.
If you ever want a guy to score a goal, and if you ever think you need a point, it's not all on the line for Detroit. But I'll tell you what, with their schedule, they need this point. more than anything they've needed this year right now.
Thomas Tatar can give the Red Wings the lead. And he does! What a move! What a shot!
What a juke. It's not easy to go to the forehand and fool a goaltender, but boy, did he ever pull the string on that baby. Wow. Pretty rare. A little kiss to the heavens for his dad. And Jimmy Howard, it's up to you, big guy. Act like Terry Sawchuk one more time.
Taylor Hall in full flight, looking to even it up. No, and the Red Wings win it 2-1, and a huge 2 points, Detroit. Team 0-2, their past 15 games against the Edmonton Oilers. And just one regulation loss, their past 28. And Jimmy Howard, a perfect 10 for 10 with Edmonton. And it was Mrazek who shut them out the first meeting this season.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, is breathing heavier and lighter now than Brendan Smith. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas Tatar and Jimmy Howard, says Brendan. You got me off the hook. God bless him. He's trying, doing his best. Stuff happens, as they say. But the Red Wings get the 2 that they needed for today. What have you done for me lately, they say. Miller time is what you've done for me lately, and it'll be Thomas Tatar. Most players go to the backhand. That's an easier way to go. It's awfully tough to go to the forehand and deke a goaltender that badly. Our Miller moment brought to you by Miller Lite. Thomas Tatar, hot sauce, does it again. Red Wings win in a shootout.
And the Red Wings improved to 6-0-2, their past 8 in this building. As they win it 2-1.
Boy, oh boy. Talk about a struggle. Attaboy, Thomas. It was a struggle to beat this young Oilers team. They could not afford to not get 2 points tonight. With Washington winning, Jersey probably winning, and going into Chicago Sunday. The Rangers losing 2 in a row. Montreal right there with 2 games in hand. Now Detroit has 2 more on Toronto and 2 points closer. The door stays open, Ken.
Now let's bring you up to date on the standings. The Red Wings getting an important 2 points tonight.
And there it is. 73 tied with Philadelphia. Philly with a game in hand. They got a tough schedule. They got Pittsburgh back-to-back this weekend. Canadiens, 2 games were in hand for us, and now only 4 points back. So only 1 game in hand, pardon me. On that one, the Leafs, we got 2 games in hand. So
and it's another column now.
Still open.
That ROW, regulation or overtime wins. So for now, you can't worry about it. The Red Wings get more important the points now, and you can't worry about the tiebreaker at the moment. So the Red Wings win by 1. We'll be back with more, and first to the studio we go, and Darren and Chris and Mickey.